first tonight, our report on the incendiary radio host, Alex Jones. For years, Jones has been spreading conspiracy theories, claiming, for instance, that elements of the U.S. government allowed the 9/11 attacks to happen and that the horrific Sandy Hook massacre was a hoax. Some thought we shouldn't broadcast this interview because his baseless allegations aren't just offensive, they're dangerous. But here's the thing. Alex Jones isn't going...
On Friday, InfoWars host Alex Jones had another temper tantrum.
That's right. And he proved how far he'll go to keep his family fed.
Here's why I felt so sick. I'll admit it. I will eat my neighbors.
All right. Okay. First,
there is a sixth dimension beyond that which is known to man. A multiverse as vast as eternity, as timeless as the Infinity Gems. It is the middle ground between the big two and the indie publishers, between sci-fi and mysticism, and it lies between the pages of the reader's imagination. At the summit of entertainment, the dimension of comics, where a humble service is held. We call this service the Gospel of Comics.
Well, speak for yourself. I mean, it depends on the neighbor and the situation. I mean, I only have like 4, so. My favorite is when he was going off and like, you globalist scum, I will eat your ass. I love Alex Jones so much.
That's it. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I am your boomer host, the Church of Failure, and with me, as always, is the co-host that I would eat, Ayrton McCartney. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
Got my new tires put on today so I can drive my car again.
Oh, man. So, anyway, now, can they not hear me now? What the fuck? You sons of bitches.
Here, let me press play on the stream.
You sons of bitches! Help me out here.
I don't know.
Nothing? Audio's good now. Okay, thanks, Chad.
No, you're coming through. Coming through.
All right, good. Yeah, maybe I just have way too many ways to mute myself. I don't know. Anyway,
Discord, you have OBS and your headset.
Discord, OBS, the headset, and I can mute myself locally on the PC. So interesting show I have tonight. Not going to be the longest show in the history of the world, but I got some stuff I want to talk about. Some stuff I want to bounce off of you. See what your take is on. Not sure if you're aware, or everybody in the hey, what's going on, Novel Bro? Not sure if everybody in the chat's aware. Not sure if you personally are aware, but there's been a lot of tomfuckery this week. Already. Not even Tuesday yet.
A little bit.
So, just to recap, we're not going to go through everything. It's already been complete. Well, we're going to go through everything, but we're not going to pull up all the information and everything because it's been gone through a few times over. Friday or Saturday night, I believe, that umbrella guy was flagged down on YouTube and talking about Peter Cimetti. Um, Liam Gray was struck off of his channel for one of his guests doing an impression of Stanley. Not even playing any official Stanley audio. Just
Was the impression just that good?
I guess and I have some theories. But we'll get into that. Let me go through the list here.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Continue.
let's see. Who else caught a strike? John Malin caught a strike during his show where he was laughing at the Brokeback Mountain sex scene. Which, I mean, that one kind of makes sense, I guess. Maybe. You know, that one's the most likely, in my opinion, to be a bot. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. And original member of Comicsgate, Captain Cummings, anybody that remembers that guy, and John Delarose went on the warpath against a big. He's almost like the patron saint of the show, even though he has no affiliation with it. Peter Cimetti of Alterna Comics. So to the point where Peter went.
Hail the newsprint.
That's right. Hail newsprint. Hail Peter. He went into protected mode on Twitter and ended up having to contact his local police department. So I don't know about you, but to me that almost feels like a little bit of a coordinated assault. Now call me conspiracy theorist.
Just maybe.
Just a smidgen, right? Like just a little, not.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about that. And on the second half of the card, we have a new player in the indie comic scene from mainstream comics, Sean Gordon Murphy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Sean Gordon Murphy is a very, very strong creator from DC. How's it going, Einbrecht? Good to see you, buddy. He's a very strong creator from DC, responsible for the Batman, the White Knight, where the Joker is essentially supposed to be the good guy or some shit. Did a cover for the original Bigfoot Bill 2 cover, and then pulled his cover from the project because of some industry pressure. And there seems to be a little bit of a delay. Is this channel more liberal or conservative? I mean, I think the obvious answer is we're more conservative, but we're not. We don't hate either way, really. Unless you're stupid, then we don't really care what.
Or you're a little bitch, Comic Book Hut.
But no, welcome,
you little bitch. Let's have a discussion.
Welcome, Beef99 to the chat. Good to see you, man. Hope you enjoy your stay. Anyway, Sean Gordon Murphy entered the indie comics realm, and
Novel Bro says, don't forget his declaration of holy fatwa on Susan for striking his channel.
Oh wait, your channel got struck? When did that happen?
Yeah. I think last week.
Nobody made me aware of this. I must have missed the announcement, but yeah.
I think we talked about it off when the three of us were in the call after you left.
Oh yeah, you may have mentioned it. I may have been in my cups. It's an ongoing thing. Susan's gonna pay what the fuck she owes. But that's not where I was going. I'm gonna rail it back in, church. Back in.
To be fair though, Novel Bro, you do go out of your way to piss her off.
That doesn't matter. She's going to pay what she owes.
That's true. I'm just saying, as far as the strike goes.
But Sean Gordon Murphy, Bigfoot Bill 2 cover, pulled that. Seemingly has jumped into the indie comic scene. Chad Middleton said, "Did Sean get fired?" I don't think he got fired. I think Pencils Down has motivated a lot of creators to kind of look over at CG, who, in the middle of a quarantine, raised $800,000 for Ethan Van Sciver. Cyberfrog Red Planet. And their mouth started to water a little bit, and they looked at that money and they said, "There's a market to tap into." And that's kind of where the debate comes from. I saw that Umbrella Guy and Donald Valet having a discussion back and forth on it. What was it, Sunday morning? And, I can see both sides of it. And I wanted to put the sides out there. And, Novel Bro, I disavow. I need you to moderate yourself on that one, buddy. But I just wanted to lay both sides of the argument out there and kind of discuss it from there. So that's what's on the agenda. So I guess we start at the top. With the flagging and the strikes and everything. I feel like it's almost got to be some kind of organized attempt by Anti-Comicsgate in some capacity to not silence per se, but to put, I mean, I guess, yeah, silence, sure, but to put, a damper on the smaller creators for any infraction. Like, it almost seems like there's just somebody waiting to hit a flag button to trigger a bot. And because nobody understands fully how YouTube systems work, you could flag content and it catch a strike.
I don't even understand a little bit.
Right. I mean, you can flag content and catch a strike even though the person claiming the content isn't you. If that makes sense. Like, I think that's a possible thing that could happen.
Right.
Somebody's just got to put it in the bot's eyes and you catch a strike. So, Liam can't stream for 10 days. I don't know what Malin's situation is. I know he had caught a strike more recently as well. Yes. Hold on one second.
Uh-oh. Little chapels are invading the stream.
I just had to upset my daughter
he fell asleep.
and tell her not to have candy. No.
You horrible person.
I know. 10:30 at night in bed. No, you can't have candy. I am a demon. Shame on me. Anyway,
You're
moving.
up there with Stalin.
Oh God, I'm worse. Fucking animal. She's still pouting. I can hear her pouting in her bedroom. It's just the worst. But no, it feels like there's just an organized situation to where, okay, anytime somebody even potentially does something wrong, it's going to get hit. Now, obviously, Ethan's still good. And I don't know if there's some larger amount of protection for bigger channels. But, I mean, Malin's a pretty big channel. And he got hit too. Now, again, it comes down to what the strike was for and all of that good shit. But it just seems a little too coincidental to me that on the day that John Delarose and Captain Cummings go full-scale assault on Peter Simeti in regards to even calling him a liar in regards to his swatting. Okay, the man got swatted on a live stream. Every comic book news outlet on the internet covered it. and they called him a liar about it, and alluded to having his home address and personal information about him. On that day, that two prominent channels in CG get strikes, as well as Tug gets flagged down. Yeah, it seems a little too convenient to me.
It's not to put the tinfoil hat, entirely over my face, but this is a little bit fishy.
And I think one argument that was made was that it could just be YouTube. YouTube's been going crazy because of the the lack of human interaction. Let's see. I was born in '91. My middle school was highly strict in Catholicism, uniforms, math every Wednesday, a couple of Irish nuns. Clearwater, Florida. This evolution of God is an abstract cloud of energy. Oh, like Galactus in that Fantastic Four movie. Oh, yeah. Not checked? I'm never going to pronounce that. The Night Witch in chat says it was me. It was all me. We know, buddy. I was getting to that. That was going to be the big reveal, and you spoiled it. It was all Not Checked's fault in the chat. He's going to flag us down. Someone say Fishman.
Uh-oh.
All right, Ayrton, break out your copy of Neonomicon.
I almost drank enough to get that out of my head.
But no, I can't. I just can't believe that it's coincidence. Again, it was brought to my attention that YouTube is mainly bots right now, and it just could have been a bad day for CG on YouTube. Because Peter Sammetti's YouTube channel is fine. He just went silent on Twitter because of harassment.
Yeah.
It feels, to me personally, it just feels too convenient. Now, I did say that I would open the line of discussion up to anybody that wants to jump in. I don't want to just put my tinfoil hat theory out there. I am definitely open to anyone else's. Anyone.
We're breaking the conditioning.
No, we're not. I'm not eating my neighbors, Alex. Calm down. We're not out of steak yet, buddy.
We just need an entire soundboard. We need an entire soundboard of just Alex Jones quotes.
We just need Alex Jones on the panel. What the fuck am I doing
This
here?
is true.
How did I get here? I don't know where I'm at.
Listen, Joe, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm kind of retarded.
Who the fuck is Joe, Alex? Do you even know where you are? I'm high on ayahuasca right now. My whole life has been one DMT trip. But again, I don't want to tinfoil hat theory this up and say it's a big op by Anti-Comicsgate. I just feel like there's just a little too much coincidence in that particular regard. But if you do want to come in and weigh in on those happenings, feel free. Jump in the waiting room. In the meantime, I want to kind of extrapolate on. First off, the fact that Liam was struck for a Stan Lee impersonation. That's just kind of fucked.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like there can't be any legitimacy to that strike because it was an impersonation. It wasn't official audio. And also, Stan Lee striking motherfuckers from the goddamn grave. Whatever the company is that's in charge of his I've been licking the bellies of gay frogs. Alright, give me oh, excuse me. I've been licking the bellies of gay frogs to combat the Rona. But
I gotta lick the frogs at least once a year to see if George Soros is making them more gay.
But there's an estate that apparently owns the right to Stan Lee's likeness, and those are the people in charge of protecting quote unquote, the intellectual property of Stan Lee, which apparently includes his voice. So Stan Lee essentially struck Liam from beyond the grave. Now I think the mail-in strike was a UMG thing, and they are notorious for even a movie trailer. If you play a movie trailer on your channel, they will content strike the fuck out of you.
Oh, geez.
Oh yeah, dude. We've got hit by it before. We just don't make any money.
That's that's fair. Go ahead. Put your ads on this show. I dare you.
I do want to point out to Beef 99, we don't dislike Jewish people on this show. I'm fine with you being a fan of Ben Shapiro, buddy. I mean, I know a lot of people in the chat are
like half speed to keep up with what he's saying.
Well, I'm pretty sure people in the chat are more of a fan of Ben Shapiro's sister, but
well, at least me and Einbrock
are. You can own the rights to someone else's likeness. Yeah, actually, very very much so. You can own the right to someone else's likeness. I think they have to be involved in the agreement, though. So you have to get Edwin on a lot of white drugs before he'll agree to that one.
I was going to say, technically, you own the rights to your own likeness. I don't know how owning the rights to somebody else's works.
Actually, you don't by default own the rights to your own likeness. That's a misconception. Susie Lou tried that one, and it doesn't work. Fair use is fair use.
Well, true, but like somebody couldn't take like our background that Denny drew and use it on their show without fair use, because technically that's our quote unquote likeness.
No, it's because I own that artwork. I mean, it belongs to me.
Well, I mean, there's that too, but I mean,
it's very complex. Let's get that. The government does.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
But no,
Black Goat of War Campaign.
War Campaign, yeah.
I'm uncomfortable now.
You should be. He does not fall under the light of the Danshire cat. Danshire is life. Danshire is love. Hail Danshire cat. Hail the War Campaign. I don't know, man. It just seems fucky. And like I said, the Discord link is in the chat. If anybody wants to come in, just jump in the waiting room in the Discord. We'll drag you in. We'll talk about it for a few minutes.
Yeah. So what was the? Because I don't know it. But what's the
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
What's the context of that impersonation?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I was
like quoting.
I didn't see it. I was getting ready to go to bed, and I'm outside. I'm having a cigarette, and my DMs just start blowing up, and I look in my DM groups, and I'm just seeing Liam got struck. So he posts a link where he goes on somebody else's show. I believe it was Michael Bancroft's show, and they're like, "Oh, I got struck because somebody did a Stan Lee impersonation." And, obviously the content got pulled down by YouTube, so I can't go look at it. How's it going, Wayward Comics in the chat? Hail. But no, I don't know, man. It just seems really fishy. It's really weird, and I wouldn't be surprised if more creators you have to be careful now. Like you have to, if you want to be on YouTube, you have to walk that line. You have to make sure that that line is straight and narrow. You can't cross it. You can't even get close to the edge of it, because your shit's going to go down, and there goes your platform for 10 days. Now Liam does a live stream every fucking day, sometimes 2 or 3. That's his entire platform for a week and a half gone. over a Stan Lee impersonation, and by the time they clear up any disputes, he can stream again. So it doesn't matter whether or not he can, contest it. I'm sure he is, but now they're streaming on a secondary
Right.
channel. So you go from a channel with over 1,000 subscribers, and you go down to a channel with 50, and you have to start building all over again. All because what?
Oh God, Dillard's here.
Hail Dillard, how's it going, buddy? He said fuck. I said fuck. We all say fuck. What, did Stan Lee say fuck when he got pulled? Were you there on the Liam show?
I mean, probably.
Yeah, I would love to know the context if anybody in the chat knew, but I have no idea outside of it was just.
Yeah, I'm just
Stan
really
Lee.
curious. Is it like something like what we do with Alex Jones, where you just say something that vaguely sounds like something he would say?
Been nice around here without Liam. Too much toxic masculinity. You just can't handle the fact that he's orange. We can't have two high tea orange guys running around. I mean, Trump and Liam, it was too fucking much, man.
Dillard, go eat a steak or something. Chop some wood.
Don't tell him that. He'll be masturbating for the rest of the show.
He's already masturbating.
Anyway, Liam was basically the Rock on steroids. Yes, he was. It was a Stan Lee impression in the campaign ad. Yeah. Thanks, Bergforce. So, I mean, yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't even official Stan Lee anything. So, what about the May Trash Fire on Racket Channel? We could talk about that for a minute. I watched that today.
Okay, you did.
All of it. All of it.
Yeah. Jesus fuck, right?
For the comics fans, you may not know, Nick Rekieta does a show online called Lost Planning the Interwebs. He was doing a comfy stream where he had Drexel, his best friend from high school, and Dick Masterson on the same show. It was a long anticipated show, and Spurgs just completely just ruined it. A guy called People's Populist Press came on and turned his autism up to about 15, and then Zoom came on.
I thought Matt and Einbrecht sounded Canadian, but Jesus fuck, this guy was born out of a moose's dick.
He was, and he's made up of nothing but skin and maple syrup. 400 pounds of it. But
anyways.
You've got this guy that came on and just completely lost his mind for over an hour, and then
I will have to say that guy was insufferable. But watching Dick just take the piss out of him for an hour was hilarious.
I liked it when he drew the little caricature. He couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Covering the mic and turning away to laugh.
But yeah, you had that, and then a guy named Zoom came on, and Zoom dropped
Zoom.
Dick Masterson's home address, so Nick had to kill the hangout and edit the show. 7, 8 gamer words were used. It was awful, but it did lead to 3 continuous hours of super chats in the end. So
yeah, I didn't watch all the whole super chat bit, but holy shit. Can I just say, so some text messages leaked of Dick being all poety and romantic to bang a chick.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Who he ended up banging.
Yes.
And they're calling him a simp.
Right.
But he banged the chick.
Yes.
Who gives a fuck how you get it done? He got it done.
You don't understand, Ayrton. our our particular brand of the internet is inhabited by people much younger than us. They don't remember making mixtapes for people on cassette tapes. They they have
Making
hookup culture.
mixtapes,
They never had to lie to a girl to
motherfucker.
get them out on a
I've
date.
learned I've learned songs to get chicks to go home with me.
No, I'm just
Songs
saying,
that I
like
hate.
they don't understand what it's like when you have to lie to a woman to get them to go on a date. You live that lie for as long as it takes.
Right. You sit there and you ask them, what they're looking for in a man and stuff, so you know what to pretend to be for at least a couple weeks.
So, got some mixed opinions in the chat. Got some love for Zoom. Got some hate for Zoom. Hail Blue Shoe, welcome to the show. Gulf City Culture Krill, good to see you, buddy. Nah, it was a hell of a show. I gotta say, it was entertaining as shit for 3.5 hours,
Oh,
and then the rest of it was just super
yeah,
chat.
it
So
was.
Nick Rackett's probably cleaned up like close to $2,000 on that show.
Oh, probably.
So anyway, yeah, that's the May 7th thrash fire. Because the 7 is the T. Get it? Trash fire.
Yes, yes, yes,
Um,
yes. I get it.
Got it. I'll spell it out a little more
Yeah.
for you if you need me to. I don't mind.
No, I get it.
Okay. Got it? You get it? You got it.
Good.
Okay. So, is anybody in the waiting room? Am I ignoring anybody? Am I being a bad host? I don't think so.
No, I just checked. There's no one in there.
Okay. I'll drop the link out there again. Somebody in the chat wants to drop the Discord link again and see if anybody wants to come on before we get to Sean Gordon Murphy. The show made him a multi-millionaire. That's right, Black Goat. They don't know about checkbox notes. They don't know about checkbox notes. Do you like me? Yes or no? Will you go to the dance with me? And then the teacher catches you passing that shit and embarrasses the fuck out of you in the middle of class. Hail. Hail, brother.
Oh, geez. Did you ever do the like sticky note thing on the bottom of your shoe, and put your leg up on your knee?
No. No, I wasn't that crafty. I was an idiot as a kid. No, I was always trying to be sneakier, not more stealthy. I know those two
That's
things
fair.
sound alike. I was trying to get away with the shit that I knew I could do. I haven't fired Ayrton yet. That comes later. We're only a half hour into the show. Be patient. Be patient. You got it coming. Let's see. Get the link again. All right. Nobody else is gonna do it. There's the link to the Discord. Just jump in and join the waiting room, and we'll drag you in and have your say. Being able to wear backpacks that aren't clear, yeah. They don't know how important it was to have that fucking JanSport. Had to have that fucking JanSport bag.
Right?
You didn't. You were
Oh,
poor.
fucking right.
And for some reason, being poor was the worst thing to be in school. Nowadays it's just like, I'm broke. What do you want from me? But when you were in school, no, being poor was the fucking worst. You did not want to be considered to be poor. God, man, shit's so much different now. Ayrton had to serenade the girls out their windows with his guitar. That's right. Yeah. Oh, big dick swinging in the chat. You had a BMW in high school. Thing probably had a fucking.
Bought it for.
Thing probably had a fucking lawnmower engine in it.
It was a straight 6, actually. Bought it for $1,000.
Okay.
5-speed manual. 1982. It's a fucking awesome car.
Oh God, what are you doing, Einbrecht? Bring this up on air. Is this safe? Can I bring this up on air?
What's he telling you to bring up on air?
It's a Denny tweet.
Oh. Let me see which. Oh yeah, you can bring it up on air.
Okay. All right. I'll bring it up. Let me copy the link.
Oh, and Dillard, I told Denny you were asking where he's at, and he said tell him up his butt and around the corner. So apparently he's blowing you right now, and you just don't know it.
I hate all of you. I just want you to know that.
Dillard started it.
Yes, but you encouraged it. Like, I blame you.
I did.
This is Denny here. Oh, it's an assault bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tactical assault wood.
Tactical assault wood. I get that every morning. I understand, brother. I understand. There's you calling him out. Oh. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
You called him out, Dillard. Here he is. There he is.
Here Dillard's calling me out.
Yeah,
Dillard. I'm here.
He called you the worst producer ever, I think.
Yeah.
Why is that? I'm a good producer.
Because this is the worst show ever.
in my short run as producer, I've gotten you two fantastic guests. I will say
This is true.
Two great shows.
He has. I would never call you a producer. I'm not with your tactical assault wood.
I'm batting 2 for 2 with my tactical assault wood right now, Dillard.
They call that batting 1,000 in baseball, Denny.
Well, hey, I make up my own rules because that's how good I am. I set the playbook.
You mean that's how drunk you are?
Go to beer, Denny.
Up, I managed to get my hands on a bottle of Crown Royal Peach.
Yeah. You're drunk. I don't blame you at all for that.
I've been seeking that out for quite a while, and we finally tracked one down. So I'm a few deep. What of it? I was called out. I'm here. Ain't nobody saying anything except Ayrton, and all he ever does is say shit. Like nobody cares.
He's my co-host. That's his
job.
Literally
what we do on. That's what we do on this show. Say shit, Denny.
Well, you're here. You want to weigh in on the flaggings
and the moan shit at you?
Yes, 100%. Right now,
the flagging.
Moan.
Well,
do it, pussy.
I gotta wait for him to say something. I gotta wait for him to say something.
Hello? No. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just talking shit to Ayrton for you.
I lost connection for a second.
That umbrella guy got flagged this weekend. Liam Gray got struck this weekend, and John Malin got struck this weekend, and Peter Samedi was basically harassed all weekend by John Delarose and Captain Cummings. So, you have any thoughts on any of that?
Actually, that's all just news to me. I'm not surprised John Delarose is being a douchebag. It's a shame those people are flagged down. I've actually been trying to get caught up with all the Masterson, Medicare, PPP.
Yeah, we just talked about that right before you got on too. So if you want to weigh in on the Trash Fire stream, the 6-hour Trash Fire stream where Zoom docked somebody and PPP, made a complete spurg of himself.
Yeah, so I don't know that I can disagree with that. PPP was clearly an idiot. Much of what PPP said was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I will say,
real quick, one thing that really struck me on that
I'm not giving any hot takes, but I think I owe it to the audience to be honest. So
absolutely.
Wanted to give my feelings.
Yeah, go ahead. Just on that.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, yeah, and at no point during this do I want anybody thinking I'm siding with PPP or Zoom. Zoom especially, I think is a piece of garbage. I think Zoom's a bad person. And PPP was being a spurg and an idiot, and he was very clearly wrong on several points. But what I will say is, I don't think that Nick and Dick were prepared for him to not roll over. I think that they're used to when they have even in any form of blood sports. I think that when they're used to having some idiot come in and then immediately he get roasted by the panel, and then they roll over, they back down, or they show their belly. And to PPP's credit, he didn't do that. He said he threw shit back at them as much as they were willing to throw shit at him. He wasn't going to let them talk over him or like
well, yeah, because he wouldn't shut up.
Well, true, but he parried like the whole like fat, like, oh, you're fat, oh, I'm fucking your mom, oh, this and that. Like, he parried that very well. Where that would have like, I mean, we've seen that trip people up countless times in blood sports before. I'm talking about this as a blood sports analyst, sports analyst on ESPN. He parried a lot of the blows that would have typically faltered other people very quickly. And I mean, even Medicare said, and I think I have to agree with him, Dick kind of did have a little bit of a spurg out. Dick started saying some silly shit, like talking about how smart he is and how rich he is and how he bangs hot chicks. And yeah, we know you're the coolest dude on the internet.
Prom king.
I like Dick a lot. I'm not talking. Yeah. I was the homecoming king. Oh my goodness, look how cool I am. I love Dick, and I would say this to Dick's face. But I think he sounded a little bit foolish. He sounded a little bit like a blowhard and a douchebag. And PPP
Doesn't
was
he
able to
kind of though.
Not to this degree. This was out of character. This was a spurgering out of character.
Now I do want to point out.
That's my take.
Well, I do want to point out that the main thing that they tried to bring up to nail Dick Masterson's wall, and we're going to get to Sean Gordon Murphy, goddamn, I promise.
I don't care. By the way, real quick, I don't care about what Dick Masterson puts his dick in. I really don't. I don't care
I'm not talking about
what he does or how many of a quantity he puts it in. That's not my.
No, I'm not.
Black Goat. Hold on. Black Goat in the chat says Denny likes Dick a lot.
I do like Dick a lot. Dick's cool, man.
Please, somebody clip that. Somebody clip that, please.
But
I like Dick. Let
me make my point. Goddamn it!
Dick in my life.
What I'm getting at is that People's Populous Press brought up the Dick Masterson DMs as his main point of contention. However, when he was given the opportunity to address that directly, he swerved into, well, Dick runs New Project too, and he could potentially weaponize that. Like, what?
That was. Well, I was going to say, the whole thing, I think the main crux of his argument, where he actually could have maybe pressured Dick a little bit more, because you saw Dick actually stop and try and give a sincere answer to it, which to me says that Dick had a little bit to say on the subject, was about the New Project 2 stuff. That's where he actually maybe could have engaged in a legitimate conversation with Dick and pressed him a little bit on some information he wanted to know.
Yeah.
The simp texts are nothing but weird simp texts. That's what they are. Dick has called it that. That's what they are. They're weird simp. There's nothing more to it than that. And like Zoom came on and pressed him about like some of the New Project 2 stuff and whatever. So I really feel like that is actually the crux of the argument. That's where maybe smarter people than PPP would actually like succeed in staggering Dick Masterson a little bit, but they didn't choose to do that.
Don't tell him.
It's all just crying about his text.
I love Dillard in the chat right now. Weaponized Dick.
What's Dillard
Dick
saying?
pressure. Dick little press Dick.
But another thing too, I think, I mean, the Dick's reaction to this scenario, I mean, specifically how Dick was on Rekieta Law, but also like kind of Dick's reaction to this for the past week, I think has been more even embarrassing than his text, if I'm being honest. If anybody from the Dick Show is listening and is taking notes, I think that's I think that's really the embarrassing part of this is how much Dick feels the need to defend that he's the internet #1 cool guy when we all know it's Mr. Medicare anyway. And that's my take.
Okay. Now that we're done with that, this all came from someone mentioning the Trash Fire stream in the chat.
Well, I mean, it's a topic of conversation. We're a Comicsgate / Bloodsport adjacent stream. These are the topics.
But no, the second point of conversation I wanted to raise is you know who Sean Gordon Murphy is, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that Sean Gordon Murphy is launching an Indiegogo campaign in a few days?
Yes, I had heard something about that.
Okay. Now there was some debate between that umbrella guy and Donald DeLay on Mother's Day, probably from Saturday night, but and it was two very very distinct sides, and I'd be hard pressed to not call either one of those guys like loyal to CG. Okay.
Right.
Both which I think are very loyal to Comicsgate. Donald DeLay, the artist for Vestige, the artist for Brutus, great guy doing the cover for Cash Grab, a cover at least. That umbrella guy, Case of the Littlest Umbrella, picked up his oar and started doing some CG promotions when Malin decided to stop or whatever. But they had two very different outlooks on the situation. Einbrecht's in the chat. How's it going, buddy? I didn't hear you join.
What up, Einbrecht?
Did you want to weigh in before we?
No, I was just gonna say I think Denny's. I had to memorialize it in history. Denny's absolutely correct that Dick was a little bitch throughout that whole thing, but PPP got caught off guard by your fat thing every time because he may respond to it, but it derailed him for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes at a time. It was funny to watch him just spiral out of control.
Sure enough. Yeah, no, I'm not defending PPP. His performance was awful, but
agreed.
I just think he showed sterner stuff than I expected him to show. I think anybody expected him to show.
I expected him to be an even bigger pussy, so you're not wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Black Goat in the chat says, "What's the problem with Sean Gordon Murphy using Indiegogo versus Kickstarter? CG doesn't have dibs on Indiegogo." I don't think that's the crux of the argument. I think the idea,
I disconnected again.
I think
I got disconnected again. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I hate all of you so much.
Terry and Einbrecht wanted to talk about loving Dick.
Now on, I'm just going to hit play on the stream, and you fuckers get what you get. I'm not going to. I quit.
But anyway, the question was, what's the problem with Sean Gordon Murphy
and
using Kickstarter?
I don't think it has anything to do with him using Indiegogo per se. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that Comicsgate is already in the sphere of, the social media, the crowdfunding, and just in being part of, and again, they don't have dibs on Indiegogo campaigns. I completely and 100% agree on that. But is Comicsgate going to promote these pros? Are we going to, welcome them with open arms, or, where's the line? Do we look at these? Because Tug's argument is that they didn't stand up for us, these mainstream artists and writers. They didn't stand up for Comicsgate when it was unpopular to do so. And now that it's pencils down and people are losing their job or not making money, hell, Matt. Now that people aren't making money, they're looking for greener pastures. They're moving to crowdfunding. They're moving to newer markets. And
I'm back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jesus Christ, Denny.
I hate all of you so much.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit out of the loop too. I don't understand what is the issue surrounding. So he launched a Kickstarter.
Well,
or Indiegogo.
he hasn't launched it yet, but I don't think it's Indiegogo. The
question
platform is the problem. I think the question comes: are we going to promote and accept that these people into the midst of CG, and are we
No.
Well, there you
Well,
go.
I would say
Absolutely not. They refused to stand up for the fans. They refused to stand up for the creators that were being wrongfully ejected from the industry. I don't think we should support Sean Gordon Murphy on any level. Cucks are worse than the ones attacking us because they allow it to happen.
Well, I kind of agree with Einbrich in that I don't. They are not willing to support the CG label. They I mean, a lot of these people are people that publicly spoke against CG, publicly spoke against the idea of crowdfunding comics. Oh, well, that means you're a failure. You have to crowdfund your comic. We're with a publisher. Blah, 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 blah. It's they didn't support it. They didn't support the idea, and now that they realize they're on a sinking ship, now that it's becoming unavoidable for the realization that they're on a failing product, now they're trying to flee to the lifeboat. I don't think that we should accept. I don't think that Comicsgate should accept them into the Comicsgate label and promote their books actively. No, but I will say, if you're a fan, if you like his work and you want to support his product, go do that. But don't call it Comicsgate, and don't use a Comicsgate label or hashtag to support it or try to promote it within that group, because I mean,
and that
they denounced it.
Well, that's the second question that I raise. Where in the era where you have Preston Poulter and some of these other creators who are distinctly anti-Comicsgate in certain regards, like I would consider JDA to be anti-Comicsgate. Now, what's the deal with Micah Curtis? Dillard Draws and Black Goat are bringing up Micah Curtis, and I'm not sure.
Is it?
I'm
I
not
was gonna
sure
say, is
why.
there an issue with Micah Curtis?
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're bringing him up. I don't know a lot about the guy. I know he's a scraggler from.
He's a comic book. He's a Comicsgate artist.
Well, he's a scraggler from Gamergate
right?
as well. So
No. He's a leech who has tried to latch onto any movement he could to maintain his fame. He's formerly of that guy with the glasses, and he's a leech.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew. Well, being associated with that guy with the glasses doesn't necessarily make you a leech. Where's this report of leeching coming from? What's that about?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard anything about that. So that's why I'm curious.
I was gonna say I haven't heard anything. I was aware he was with Channel Awesome, but I mean, like, I don't know. A lot of people.
I don't remember that
Channel
guy.
Awesome,
but
I don't remember that guy from Channel Awesome.
He was.
I have to ask for War Campaign guys. They're the ones that pointed me in the direction of it, and I went, oh.
Now, one thing that I want to bring up, staying on the topic of SGM for a minute, what happens when somebody like Sean Gordon Murphy decides that they are CG? Because I mean, there's no guard at the door saying you can't use it, and we live in the era of, like I said, a Preston Poulter and a John Delarose attempting to co-opt the name for their own usage.
Well, yeah, if Sean Gordon Murphy's willing to publicly say, I was wrong about, or maybe not necessarily him, but the industry is wrong with the label that they attach to Comicsgate. Comicsgate is not the movement that it's been portrayed as, and I'm proud to say that I support Comicsgate books and I consider myself a member of Comicsgate. That's one thing. If he's openly willing to prostrate himself and say, yeah, I think maybe the industry painted you guys wrong, and I need this support network, and I'm willing to say that I'm Comicsgate. I support this movement because I think it's right. I think that's different.
I think it
would take a public.
I disagree. Statement. I think that's too easy. I think that I think that could be just as easily a platitude of, oh, well, I'm not getting the kind of money and support that I want. So now that I can't make money at Marvel or DC right now, I'm just going to say I'm Comicsgate to make this work for me.
Well, that's what I mean. He would have to issue a statement that intrinsically tied him to the movement, where he said openly, "I am Comicsgate. I don't think this is a bad movement."
Doug TeNapel did that.
I don't. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't want any more Doug TeNapels. I want somebody like that. That's actually going to be held to the fire. We're actually going to have to hold their hands to the fire if they say no. Like I don't know. Doug TeNapel betrayed Comicsgate, and half of Comicsgate decided they still wanted to buy his book. I don't know. You know my feelings on Doug. I'm not a big fan of Doug's mentality. I'm not a big fan of Doug as a person. He's a great creator, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't want any more of that. And I think that somebody should actually have to put their name on the line and say this is a part of the way I create now. And if they don't, then they lose Comicsgate support. But I think that's idealistic. The audience is too fractionalized. The audience is too full of people that are willing to support creators that they think are shit just because they like what they make. I think it's more than that.
Well, Dillard clarified in the chat on the Micah Curtis thing. My entire beef with Micah Curtis is having to look at his white body on every damn stream. We will never put.
And that's why we don't use cameras.
We will never
Dillard,
put his.
You are fucking vicious. You're fucking scary, man. Don't come after me.
Have you not met Dillard before?
We were on a stream together once, I think.
This is mild for him.
I have to put out there. I have a beef with Donald Haley as well.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Is it the pineapple on pizza thing?
No, fuck that.
Is it the well done steak thing?
Yes, it's the well done steak thing, and the fact that he says you don't put sour cream and Fritos in chili. Fucking heathen.
What the fuck?
Right?
What?
All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to ask the Emperor for permission for exterminatus because that's unacceptable.
I think the Fritos are.
Dude looks like he fell off a turnip truck onto a quad sponsored by Michelob Ultra.
Fritos are a great addition to the chili, but sour cream and cheddar cheese are mandatory.
Yeah, correct. Yes, and I told him to never go to Cincinnati where they put pasta and onions on it.
Well, they put fucking cinnamon in their chili in Cincinnati. Fuck Cincinnati.
Well, fuck you.
You want some real chili? You want some real chili? You go to fucking Tony Pacco's, Toledo, Ohio.
That's good shit. Yeah.
That well done steak thing. Jesus, you cook it for 2 minutes per side.
And what the fuck? He cuts it up on a plate and dumps A1 on it. He doesn't even dip it in A1. He cuts it up before he eats it. He cuts it into bite-sized pieces and smothers it in A1, and that's how he eats a steak. Well done.
You lose all you lose all the heat in 2 minutes doing it that way.
You lose everything.
It's already a piece of shoe leather.
Steak.
It's already shoe leather at that point, boys. It doesn't matter what he does to it. If I had to eat shoe leather, I'd smother it in A1 too.
But I will say, I do like a Hawaiian pizza. I like a ham and a pineapple on a pizza. I do. So fight me, faggots.
I'll fight the fuck out of you over that. You know what? Both of you can kiss my...
Sorry, I said a gamer word.
It's okay. I don't think Susan's paying attention to me yet. But no, I had something very, very important for both of you to understand with your pineapple pizza eating asses.
What? What's that?
You're fired.
I can't have that fucking savagery on my. I can't have that savagery on my team, guys. I'm sorry.
Ham, bacon, pineapple on a nice crispy crust. Not too much of the topping. You get a moderate amount of each of the toppings, so it doesn't goop up the pizza. You get it well done. That's a good pizza. You talking to somebody who knows how to cook.
You have to leave it in for an extra, just couple minutes.
Yeah, you get it crispy. You get it so it's not floppy and gooey and gross. You get that nice,
And if
Ayrton
you throw in
knows.
some red, and if you throw on some red onions and sesame seeds and some Cajun seasoning.
I'm gonna mute the shit out of both of
See,
you. No, I don't particularly hate Hawaiian pizza. I just don't enjoy pineapple as a whole.
no, I get you.
If
Pineapple is like one of my favorite fruits.
if you're leaving the mainstream for Comicsgate,
Dillard is another one of my favorite fruits.
Oh, if you're leaving the
Hey-o!
mainstream for Comicsgate, thinking that you can take money from CG creators who abide by the CG guidelines, and you will be forced out. There's no room in CG for perpetrators. I could see that, and I bring it up because that's pretty much what Tug's stance is. These guys didn't stand with us when the times were hard for us. Now that times are hard for them, I don't see why we should stand with them.
Like I said,
Dillard, speaking of burnt food, my wife just finished dinner. Gotta run.
Hail CG, hail Dillard draws. See you next time, buddy.
That's the large issue that I have too. Like I can't support them. None, because if in 6 months' time they're still pro CG, I'll consider patroning them. Until then, they're not getting my money.
Well, Einbrich, what are your thoughts on supporting? And again, I know there are people that on this stream mayhaps that support Doug TenNapel, but what are your thoughts on supporting a Doug TenNapel?
I bought EWJ and the making of before I knew about the Doug TenNapel debacle. I regret buying it.
I don't
and
begrudge
I
you.
Probably won't be buying. I didn't buy Bigfoot Bill 2. I probably won't be buying Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, I don't support. I don't. Yeah. I don't support traders. I don't support turncloaks. I don't know. I think that's why they should have to publicly prostrate themselves in a way that's like, you are now intrinsically tied to this, and if you turn your back on it, then that looks bad for you too.
Where's that line though of separating like the creator from their work though? If it's a good quality product, where do you draw that line?
Sure enough, and like I said, if you support their work, if you like their work so much that you want to support them personally, then yeah, go ahead, but don't
book,
try and tie them into a movement.
Well, I was going to say, buying their book and okay, let's take Bigfoot Bill 2 for example. Buying Bigfoot Bill 2 and spending 2 hours pushing Bigfoot Bill 2 are two different things. Nobody knows what the fuck you do in your own time with your money, and nobody should really care. But where it becomes a problem for a lot of people, I think, is if I went and I retweeted the Indiegogo for Bigfoot Bill 2 and said hashtag Comicsgate, hashtag CG, hashtag War Campaign, or whatever, and tried to blend it in, so to speak, tried to let people who or pushed it to the audience looking for those tags, or that kind of thing. I think it's a little bit different than just buying a book because you like the work.
Okay, well, let me put it in a different way too. I don't disagree. I understand what you're saying, but let me also kind of answer that question in this way too. You can see since Doug's separation from Comicsgate, he's not being promoted on Comicsgate Live. Any press there is about him on a Comicsgate stream is negative. Doug has to go around and now try and book his own promotion on can I get an hour on Ricada Law? Can I get a call in on the Dick Show? Can I do this and can I do that? And
it's not that it's not working for him as well.
Yeah, but also you'll notice anytime Rackets. I love Rackets. I'm a big fan of Nick Ricada. But when Rackets puts out a post like, "Hey guys, consider buying Doug TenNapel's book," go through the comments on that tweet from a well-loved creator, a well-loved content creator like Rackets, and see all the people in his comments telling him, "Fuck that, fuck Doug, fuck Earthworm Jim, fuck it, not buying it, fuck you, don't want it." It's just and that's for someone that's as well liked as Nick Rekieta. It's just not the same promotion. Doug turned his back on Comicsgate, and Comicsgate, real Comicsgate, turned its back on Doug. I think that's the hurdle every creator that wants to be associated with the label should have to face. If Sean Gordon Murphy wanted to throw his hat in with Comicsgate and make a public declaration of that, then he should also have to suffer the same kind of bullshit that Doug TenNapel does for being a backstabber. Like that's it. That's my thoughts on it. Any panel want to weigh in? Ayrton, Einbrecht?
No, man.
It's a tricky question, and I understand that. You know, it's like
I agree with Novel Bro.
Ruffalo is a giant, femtard, but he still, did a pretty good job playing Bruce Banner in the Marvel movies. I drive an old Volkswagen Beetle that was originally sketched by Adolf Hitler. It's a hard.
No, see, because I don't.
It's a very hard question to answer.
I don't think
that
it
kind
is.
of stuff.
If you personally like Doug TenNapel's work, I'm not telling you to not support it. I'm saying you can't be a member of Comicsgate and publicly talk about how great Doug TenNapel is because he's against your movement. He's against that. Like, you get what I mean? It's different if you personally want to.
You can talk about how great his artwork is. You can't talk
book
about
Sure.
his moral stance, I think, is what you're going for, right? Like, you can't.
Well, like, I'm Comicsgate, and I've said many a time, Doug TenNapel is a great artist. He's a good storyteller. He's clearly imaginative. He's clearly got talent. I think he's a backstabber. I don't think he's somebody I would want to do business with. He's not. He's personally not the kind of person that I would like to see succeed, and that to me outweighs how much I like him as a creator.
Right.
If you still like them as a creator, support them. That is like. I think people make too much of that art from the artist question. I think people use that as too much of a justification to just buy the thing you want. If you want it, just buy it. You don't have to make some kind of justification for it.
Right. And I think it really boils down to more or less when it comes down to the nitty-gritty and the brass tack, Comicsgate is the customer. Comicsgate is the customer base that buys these books. It's not any one creator. It's not Ethan Van Sciver. It's the customer base. And every one of those people is going to be different on where they fall on any particular issue or any particular line. So, it's a good point of discussion, and that's why I brought it up. I don't think there's a hard line, yes you can or no you can't, on any issue that comes up in CG. And that's why I think it's good.
I agree with that. I think that
that's why I thought it was an interesting topic.
I think a hardline rule for anything that you can or can't buy would be against the idea of CG.
Exactly.
Because that's not what it is. Support the creators that you want to see flourish, but CG is the movement for people trying to promote good comics. And if you want to throw your hat against that and talk about how it's a movement of trolls or hate mongers or this or that or whatever the hell Mike S. Miller or John Della Rose or Doug TenNapel, whatever they all like to call us, if you would rather throw your hat in with that side of it, don't expect the support from the largest movement that's promoting independent creators right now. Just don't expect that public support from people that identify with that movement.
Right. I hate to keep leaving the show on you guys' shoulders, but my child is having a meltdown. I'll be back again.
It's okay, man. We know I've babysat when I was like 14 to 18. I get.
Yeah, kids are fun, aren't they? But no, I mean,
convinced me to not have them.
Yeah, I get where where you're coming from, Denny. I can agree. You don't want to sit there promoting him as a person if he's a piece of shit, but
well,
if you think the book looks good, buy the fucking book.
Right. And I think again that like that whole art from the artist, how do you weigh the art from the artist? I think it's the same way that you weigh how to vote with your dollar. I like Doug TenNapel. I don't care for him as a person. I mean, it may sound spiteful or whatever. I don't personally long to see Doug TenNapel succeed. I could give a shit less whether he does or not. So I'm not going to support his book. But if your respect for that, if your interest in that story and your respect for him as a person outweighs that, then buy it. I'm not telling anybody to not support the things that they want to buy. I'm saying if you want to be part of this movement, you want to be part of a movement that's promoting comic books getting back to being good stories and good art and the way that they used to be, then you can't stand for people that are against it. If you like the Kill Stream and you want to be a part of the Kill Stream audience, you want to be a character on that cast, a call-in or somebody recognized in chat, then you can't go publicly promoting people that hate the Kill Stream. You can't go publicly being friends with Vosh and Destiny. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't you can't be part
stream,
of
they kind of subside off of people that hate them.
I'm saying Ethan Ralph is not going to be friendly to somebody that sympathizes with Vouch. Like, he might talk to you. He might have you on the stream to talk to him, but he's not like, you're not going to be an endearing member of the Kill Stream. You're not going to be an intrinsic part of Comicsgate. You're not going to be part of the actual movement if you're supporting people that hate it.
Black Goat in the chat. First off, Novel Bro in the chat. So Doug TenNapel is the CG equivalent to Peter Baelish. I co-sign that.
Yeah.
No, Black Goat says, I am Comicsgate and a sketch alt. He also says JDA is a sketch alt. I disagree. I think JDA is actually sketch.
What's a sketch alt? What is that term?
Oh, wait a minute. How can you be Comicsgate and not know who Sketch Therapy is?
Okay, I got it. Sorry.
I'm just fucking.
I was confused on that. I was thinking it meant something else. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, we're all sketch alts. You're a sketch alt. Ayrton's definitely a sketch alt.
Yeah.
I'm just sketch himself as well as JDA. No, the guy has like 400 alt accounts. Like if you ban him in your chat, he'll just flood you with alt accounts.
Yeah, no, I got it now. I got it now. I didn't. Yeah, for some reason I don't know. I was thinking that was some some form of ranking within anti-CG.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Black Goat. JDA isn't smart enough to beat Sketch. Oh, God.
I mean, that's a pretty low bar.
That's no, I don't like the idea of considering it purity testing, so to speak, or having a set in stone set of standards of what you can and can't buy, kind of thing. Because again, like I said, the customer is Comicsgate.
No, exactly.
You can buy things and not agree with the person that created them. I mean, let's be completely honest. How many, besides obviously Ayrton and Denny, nobody in this call is a big proponent of child labor, but we've all probably worn a pair of tennis shoes made by an Indonesian child.
I got a pair of them Nikes, homie.
That's right. If you ever hear anybody yelling about platform rights, it's probably
I don't know where Chuck Taylor's made. Are they made by
in the pits of hell because they fall apart in like 7 minutes?
What do you
mean?
Gotta
take good care of your Chucks.
All of my pairs I've had for years.
I have really big and wide feet.
Years old.
Very big and white.
That'll do it.
To be fair, 90% of the time I'm wearing cowboy boots, and I only wear my Chucks like on stage or something like that. But
okay, like another good example to like what Church was saying. Like, I think that Alex Ross is kind of a douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not in terms of his politics, or I mean, he might have said some anti-CG things. I don't know that I've noticed them or paid attention to them. But like, I just think that personality wise, I think he's just kind of a douche. But he's a phenomenal artist. If I see a sweet fucking like Alex Ross art print, like framed or something, like, and I have a vacant spot on my wall, would I not consider buying it? No, sure, I would buy it. I don't have a problem doing that.
I mean, Dillard's also a douche, and I would probably consider buying an art print too. So
it depends how much your respect for their art outweighs your disrespect for them as a person. And I like, again, an answer to the whole how do you weigh the art against the artist question is, how do you vote with your dollar? What do you want? What are you willing to give money to see succeed? And weigh those two questions against each other, and somewhere in the middle you come up with your answer.
Yeah, and it's gonna be individual for every single person. I think that's the crux of it.
No, exactly.
Like you brought up Alex Ross. I constantly use Alex Ross and Jonathan Hickman as examples of professionalism in comics. I don't necessarily think that I would agree with them in a heated political debate. However, none of them have ever made me feel like I was unwelcome to follow them on Twitter. They constantly put out the best work that they can, and they don't let their personal views interfere with their work, I don't think.
Yeah, I've never gotten.
You mean they haven't
from
blocked
Alex
you yet?
Yes.
Yeah. I've never gotten the sense. I've never gotten the sense from Alex Ross that he's like, "Oh my god, I wish that people like this wouldn't follow me." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But you do clearly get that from some people,
right? And the fact that he's in so tight with God, who's the writer for Astro City? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Oh God, help me out, Ayrton. Be a good co-host. Astro City writer.
All that.
But he is a flaming leftist. Like he hates anybody who does not kowtow to the Democratic Party. And he and Alex Ross have a very good relationship with one another. They've been working together for decades. Kurt Busiek.
You want to hear a funny?
Are you talking about Brent Anderson or
Kurt Busiek? Kurt Busiek.
Busiek, however the fuck you say that.
You want to hear a funny Alex Ross anecdote before I gotta hop off, because I do have to hop off.
Sure.
Because you're about to pass out from bourbon.
No, I actually have to go to bed because I get up early and work for my living. Ayrton, like a productive member of society.
So do I.
Ayrton.
So why are you judging me? We're both working stiffs.
You're out of here, Ayrton. You can't be on the show anymore. You just called Crown Royal bourbon. That is blended Canadian whiskey, sir.
Get the fuck out. That is blended Canadian whiskey. Crown whiskey, you faggot.
It's Canadian.
God damn it, Danny.
Sorry,
hey, it wasn't me for one.
Fucking
my funny little Alex Ross story.
Yeah.
I used to work at a comic book shop, and the owner was like really good friends with Michael Turner, like personal friends with Michael Turner. And like before Michael Turner's passing, Michael Turner like put him in charge of running like all of Aspen's shipping and all of like Michael Turner's art prints and everything like that. Like were ran through our local comic book shop. So I actually got to see a lot of cool original art where he would get things in from like other artists that were working with Michael Turner.
Right.
So like I've gotten to see like Alex Ross prints, like original Alex Ross paintings like in person and stuff like that, which is actually like really cool to like. But anyway, he became good friends with like I said, like he was really good friends with Michael Turner, but he was friends with Alex Ross. But he was also a douchebag, and I like I don't know. We had a falling out at one point when I stopped working at the comic book store, and I used to follow him on Instagram, but like when I stopped working there, I stopped following him on Instagram.
Yeah.
And but someone I did follow on Instagram was Alex Ross. And then one day I was like scrolling through my Instagram feed and I passed a picture of my old boss and I was like, wait, why is my old boss on my Instagram feed? I don't follow him anymore. So I scrolled back up and it was like him and Alex Ross and like Greg Capullo with their arms around each other, like hugging on Alex Ross's account. And I was like, huh, that's weird. That's weird that it's weird. Like I recognize all three people in that picture.
What do you call a gay Frenchman, Eric?
There you go.
Okay. All right.
What do you call a gay Frenchman?
A baguette with an F at the beginning.
Oh.
A figuette.
Okay. No, I got it. I mean, I kind of got it.
But,
are you sure?
No. One of the prize pieces of my collection, besides my run of ROM Space Knight, is my entire run of Marvels, signed by Alex Ross.
Nice.
Yeah. First printings, the glossy plastic cover, silver Sharpie signatures. I also have Earth X #0 signed by him in gold Sharpie. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's an interesting discussion. I'd be very interested to see what Sean Gordon Murphy accomplishes over on crowdfunding, because I think for a lot of people, it's going to bring a lot of normies into the comicscape realm. Like I honestly think that it's going to introduce a lot of people.
Do we want that?
Do we want to sell more books? Absolutely.
Do we want normies? Do we want more normies? Normies are what killed the comic book industry in the first place.
I don't think
the normification of comic books.
I think it'll be a good test for CG to see if they stand up for their values under that pressure.
No, I get like, oh, do we want to sell more books? Do we want more mainstream comic book store customers being aware of what CG is? Yes, absolutely. Do we want the Hot Topic Ham Beast? Third stream I'm on in a row, by the way, bringing up the Hot Topic Ham Beast.
we
want them?
They already know what CG is and they hate us.
Well, yeah. Do we want turncoats from the other side of the movement like that? Do we want some blue-haired land whales coming over pretending like they're CG fans because it's trendy? Like, I don't know.
No, but I do want you to LARP as a Tumblrette for like 3 months and then just come out with a ton of like just pro CG content just to watch people freak the fuck out.
I'll redraw my avatar with like a blue like Ramona Flowers cut, and I'll call myself Atomic Denny. But
no, you got to be Atomic Denfamous.
Oh no! Oh, church, what are you doing? I've almost forgotten that thing exists.
But anyway, guys, I got to get out of here. Thanks for having me.
Go enjoy your Crown Royal, Denny. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for jumping on, buddy.
Yep, I'll see you. Yep, bye.
Normies killed comics. Please explain. No, normies didn't kill comics. Crazy weirdos killed comics.
Tumblr.
Normies stopped buying comics, and I think they catch a lot of flack for that. But no, my whole point is they're going to release a whole plethora of people who were buying Batman the White Knight but have never been introduced to Cyberfrog. And you're going to take those people and you're going to introduce them to Cyberfrog. And I think that this is going to end up as a very fruitful symbiotic relationship. Oh shit! I'm glad you're back, Black Goat. We're probably about to wrap it up. I think we got about 4 more minutes to midnight, and then we get the fuck out of here because I got to go to work tomorrow too. But No, I don't think normies killed comics per se. I think that having more eyes on CG is a good thing, and I think somebody like Sean Gordon Murphy coming over to crowdfunding is a good thing. I don't think that he should, immediately jump on and say, I'm Comicsgate. Um, if it ends
No,
up
not
that
at all.
way, if it's a gradual thing, because I don't think that's going to be an issue having, like, I can all but guarantee if he's open to it that, maybe Ethan would do an interview with him or something like that. Talk to him. Maybe not promote and shill his book whole cloth, but talk to him, find out what his goals are in crowdfunding and everything, and maybe it's a gradual progression where they come to see the light that the people that buy their books are the ones that are important, as opposed to this agenda that's been forced down creators' throats. However, even if it doesn't, even if it comes out that John Gordon Murphy just fucking hates all of us for everything, every one of his fans that clicks on his Indiegogo campaign down at the bottom, they're going to see Wrecked Planet. Right. If he claims CG, he'll be under a microscope. And again, I think that could be a very good thing for comic books. And I think that was Donald DeLay's final point, is that he's going to single-handedly do to the comic book industry what we've been doing for 3 years now. But he's going to walk away as one of the biggest name in mainstream comics, and he's going to bring that crowd with him. Now, what that crowd does will tell us a lot about the mainstream comic industry. Because let's say, just figurative numbers here. I don't know how well he's going to do. I assume, I hope he does well. I wish him well in his endeavors. I will probably not be backing his first project. There's too many other projects by creators that I'm much more interested in supporting, that I can't afford all of them, so I will not be spending my money on a non-CG, product in the wake of some new creator coming onto the scene just because he's a fancy new creator.
Yeah.
And you're all going to call me out on it when I get Kevin Eastman's Totally Twisted Tales next week, but that's a different story. Bought that for a different reason. I'm a Ninja Turtle fan, goddammit. But I think if he brings, and just figuratively speaking, let's say he brings over a $200,000 campaign on his first go at it, like Doug Knaple's Bigfoot Bill. And in that $200,000 campaign, he brings over, what would that be? $20 a head. Let's call it 200 people. Let's call it 200 backers. Okay. Well, if every one of those backers is new to crowdfunded comics, and that's 200 people that just had eyes put on other crowdfunds, potentially, just because of the way Indiegogo works. Just because of the way somebody retweets his project, it's going to click on Indiegogo and they're going to go to that website. And down there at the bottom of every campaign, you may also be interested in, or maybe they'll get bored one day and they'll click on comics because they will crowdfunded comic, there's more, and they're going to find Comicsgate. And I can't, in good nature, say that that's a bad thing. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I think it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to watch it play out. Obviously, it's going to lead to a lot of interesting shows from a lot of interesting people. But that's kind of my thoughts on it.
I believe his presence will be useful. I don't trust him, and I won't back him until I know he's actually CG.
I don't think useful is the word. I think it'll be good, but I don't think useful is the word, because every person he brings over might just fucking hate us and want to stay as far away from us as possible and say, Sean Gordon Murphy, why aren't why aren't you platforming on Kickstarter instead of Indiegogo? You know they platform Nazis. You can see that.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say as certain as you, Church, that it could be a good thing. I think it's way too early in the game. We're gonna have to at least give it a couple weeks.
I don't see how it could be
after he launches his campaign.
I think in the sense of bringing people over to the platform, I think there's no way it can hurt. It I think is the better way to say it.
I mean, it depends on why those people come over and what internet culture media shit they're exposed to in that time of coming over to the platform. I think there's still a few variables that could make it lean either way. I'm not saying you're wrong in that it might not. I just think it's too early to it's too early to say for sure on that.
Oh, Sean Gordon Murphy will also need to support Wenger's hashtag of make titties big again. Gordon Murphy seems like a delusional dude with no personality. That's an interesting take, and I don't. I hate to do it to you, Donut, but we've been on the air for an hour and 35 minutes, and Ayrton and I have to work in the morning. So you came in right at the end of the show, but hail, and we hope to see you on the next one. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, Ayrton, Einbrecht, you guys have any final thoughts?
I just hope Sean Gordon Murphy doesn't turn out to be a Trojan horse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be interested to watch it. just to kind of see what happens.
Yeah, I mean it'll be interesting to watch unfold. We'll see how it goes. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, which will be this Friday, we'll be joined by again by Einbrecht and Mr. Scott Payne, where we will be talking Age of Apocalypse Part 1, technically Part 2 because we did Legion Quest already, but we'll be talking Age of Apocalypse Part 1. And then Saturday, we have Jared from Death's Head Press coming on to discuss two books that he published. We'll have Sketch vet him, yes, in the tribunal with all of his alts simultaneously. But and no pants allowed. Surrender your backhole, brother. Hail. But but anyway, I don't know what we're doing yet for Sunday. We may have another guest, or we may be looking at some comic book. We're definitely open to suggestions, recommendations, or requests. He needs to learn what a winger is too. That's correct. But anyway, until then, Ayrton, get us the fuck out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Good night, guys. I'm Brett. Nothing.
Good time.